Mentality Monster goes in correctly rated. I think we all agree with that. Okay, next. This was the most polarizing book because the content material was good and the topic they selected was good, but this could have gone in underrated, but for now goes in. Yo, what's up? You doing good? You're doing good, right? It's lockdown. I know I'm suffering from the same thing, but stay safe, stay with your friends, and talk to people. So, we need to talk. I don't know about you, but I love free stuff. Yes, free. That's what I'm talking about. I'm that kind of person. So, whenever I go to Google Play Store, because it's lockdown, so of course, you need to go to Google Play Store. Okay, let me repeat. Whenever I go to Google Play Store to buy my next life changing self help book, like these or these, I always come across a lot of these free ebooks. Then I keep wondering, are these books actually free or is there some kind of catch associated with them? And are these books life changing like these books over here? So these two questions made me think I should try them. Yeah. So today I'll be trying all, most, some. I'll be trying some of those free ebooks, reading them, and letting you guys know if they're actually worth your time. Let's see if we can find some hidden gems within those pile of free books. So let's get started. Okay, go to shop. Ebooks for you. Mental toughness. Okay, this sounds good. Get for free. Okay, this is done. Next. Again, mental toughness. Okay, let's get another mental toughness. Next. Productivity. Okay, this is interesting. Next. Positive thinking. Of course, positive thinking. You need to think positively. Next. Positive. Okay, that's enough positive thinking. Next, go for meditation. Okay, meditation. Yes, why not? We need to meditate. Okay, this is lockdown. Meditation is essential. Next, the new habit, 7 steps to develop a habit. Philip Andrew. Okay, let's go for this. Next, mental toughness. 10 secrets to a bestseller, an author's guide to self-publishing. Okay, I need to self-publish. Let's get this as well. Next, mental toughness. Fuck mental toughness. That's a lot of mental toughness. Okay, what's this? Planets. Plan everything. Okay, it's about planning. Okay, this has 2 reviews, but maybe it's a masterpiece. I don't know. Let's go for this. Next, mental fucking toughness. I think I'll have to make a separate video for mental toughness. There are a lot of books with the same name. Next, spiritual understanding of emotions, depression, obsession, anxiety, and other disorders. Okay, I've not talked to you guys about this, but I do have a lot of anxiety issues, so maybe this could help me. So let's get this. Okay, let's see next. Becoming a mentality monster. Do I want to be a monster? So you know what? Let's get this. Okay, next, what's this? NLP, learn how to speed read. Okay, and learn how to speed read. Okay, this could be helpful. Of course, I read a lot of books, so if I could speed read, I could read more books. Definitely, it's a go for me. So guys, I think we've had enough. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 books. 11 free books. So let's get started. The first book on our list is The 7 Steps to Develop a New Habit by Philip Andrew. So let's read. Okay guys, I've just finished my first book and it took me around 10 minutes to finish the book. So this book about habit development was okay, I guess. The author gives 7 steps to develop a habit, and all those 7 steps were pretty generic and pretty ordinary, which you'll find in every other self-help book. It's not that just the title was generic. Actually, the stuff inside the title was also not a lot. Actually, the pages were not even fully filled. So that was disappointing. But there's one good thing in the book, and that's in the first page. So in this first page, the author talks about significant emotional experience or your emotional investment in a particular habit. So what he's trying to say is that unless you are emotionally invested and you want it from your heart to build a new habit, you are not going to do it. And the author actually gives a good example in the book where he talks about a guy who knows he should be working out but does not do it. One day his doctor comes to him and tells him that if he does not start working out, he's going to die of a heart disease. So that was the day the guy gets emotional investment in this act of working out, because if he does not work out, he might die. So that emotional investment is what drives him to develop this habit of working out. So this was one good thing in the book, but except that, I think you could skip this book. Okay, things are looking great. I'm hydrated. Let's go for the next one. Positive Thinking by Tony Mendoza. Let's give it a go. So guys, I finished the second book and we need to talk. See, when I heard the name Tony Mendoza, I already had some positive feelings about this book, and I knew I had heard this name before, but the book is actually quite good. Yes. I mean, it's not Atomic Habits level good, but it's still quite good. So let's talk about it real quick. Okay, the book is about positive thinking, but Tony starts the book by talking about negative thinking and negative people actually. And in the first chapter, he describes the four types of negative people, and this is one of the reasons I loved the book, because the four types of negative people he describes, I fall within three of those four categories. So I could relate to these points very well. So next he talks about NLP, which means neuro linguistic programming. I know it sounds fancy and all, but it actually means quite a simple thing. So the main principle behind NLP is about things that we can control and things we can't control. So let me read out what the book says. The main principle behind it is that even though you cannot control every aspect of your life, you can still control the way you deal with it. So then he gives couple of techniques to apply NLP and improve your belief system. So overall, guys, this was a very good book in my opinion, and I'll be telling you guys about my ranking of this book towards the end of the video. So let's move on to next book. Okay guys, so the next book we'll be reading is NLP. It's about speed reading. So what's there to wait for? Okay, just finished the third book, and here's what I have to say. First of all, the book was not about speed reading actually. The book was more about mind control, and you know what? NLP provides a way for a person to make changes at the subconscious level to change how they react to the environment. Okay, this is one of those books that boils my blood, because the premise or the idea that this book wanted to tackle was actually very, very good. But the way it has been executed was not up to the mark. Now I can totally see why this book is free, because for this kind of topic to be dealt in depth, I think a person who writes the book should be paid, and should be paid well. So that person would not make a free book about this topic, in my opinion. So there are a lot of things that the book could have explored, but instead, besides one or two concepts, the rest of the book is just your regular self-help babbling. However, there are two good concepts in the book, which I'll just mention the names of concepts and I'll put in the page number, so you can directly go to those pages and enjoy those topics. So the first is content reframing, which I talked about in the earlier book as well. That is quite good. And next is a chapter about timelines. So it deals with a lot of concepts that has to do with your subconscious mind, and that is fascinating. But the way the book goes on after those two good chapters is really boring. So the concept was good, but execution, nah. So let's move on to the next book. Okay, now that we've dealt with NLP, it's time to be productive. So next book is Productivity. You better not disappoint me. Okay, the next book is done as well. So, as you guys know, I'm a self-proclaimed productivity master. I was really, really excited for this book. And how was the book? Shit. Nah, I'm kidding. Okay, let's be serious. Nothing special in this book. This book was filled with your regular and cliche tips about productivity. I mean, they're all right, but nothing stands out. Like, one of the tips that the author gives to avoid procrastination is to get to work. Technically, that's true, but really? Get to work? I was disappointed. So, this reminds me when the fiction lovers tell that there's nothing special or different in self help books, this is the kind of book they are talking about. This is exactly that cliche self help book. So, even though this book is free, I suggest you guys skip it so that you could save your valuable time. So, the next free ebook is Mentality Monster. Okay, Mentality Monster. This was short and simple book. It has like 38 pages and it does not take itself very seriously. That is what I like about this book. So, it gives 6 habits to become a mentality monster. There was nothing special or groundbreaking about the 6 habits that the book gives. They are listed right here. But there are two things that I really liked about this book. First, it's very short, so it does not waste your time a lot. It gets right into the action. Next, after each chapter, the book has a section called exercise where it gives you a list of activities or tactics that you need to do based on the chapter you just read. So, this book solely focuses on action and very little focus is given on the words. I just hope all the self help books got right into the action like this book. Okay, time for the next one. Mental toughness. Okay, mental toughness. Again, nothing stands out in this book. This book is like that one person who speaks thousands of words but still says nothing. So there are around 88 pages, but I learned nothing substantial from this book apart from that one topic where he covers CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and even that topic has not been explored fully. And it's funny that this book about mental toughness towards the end becomes a guide to our physical health. I mean, physical health is important, don't get me wrong, but when you have titled your book Mental Toughness, why does this book about mental toughness become your quick guide about health, nutrition, and diet? I mean, this shows why this book is free. So, if you want to maintain your mental toughness, skip this book. Okay, the last book on this series is going to be the 10 Steps to Become a Bestseller guide from the author. So let's finish this and get this over with. I'm just tired as fuck. Okay, 10 Secrets to a Bestseller is a good book. So, first, let's talk about the good stuff. Okay, the first thing is it gives you a good step by step framework for being a self publishing author, from writing to editing to hiring an illustrator to your book cover design, etc. So, it has some genuine and realistic steps. Next, it gives you a reference of real life experiments done by the author himself, like this. Here, there is a comparison of 3 book covers for the same book. First is done by amateur, second was done by a professional but mid-tier professional, and third is done by a high-end professional. And you can clearly see the differences. And in the book, the author explains the various reasons why you should choose one over the other. Next, the book also has an interview with a professional designer who has previously worked with best-selling authors, and you get a real insight into how the book publishing and book designing world works through that interviews. So overall, book is very good, but there's one issue. So by far the main problem with the book is this shameless promotion of publishing house Izard, and throughout the entire book he keeps referencing them for this and that and this and that. When you decide to work with Izard Inc. Publishing, Izard Inc. recognizes that having Izard Inc.'s award-winning Paul worked with Izard Inc. Izard Inc. kept under the guidance of Izard Inc. self-publishing a book with Izard Inc. So the way he promotes this publishing house in this book might make you feel that there are no other publishing houses in the world except Izard, which is of course not the case. Hearing Izard's name after every 2 or 3 pages might make you feel overwhelmed. So if you can get past the promotion, this is a great book for aspiring self-publishers and for all those other book lovers who have no idea about what goes behind the process of publishing a book. So it's worth the read. Okay, all the 7 books are done. Now it's time to rank them in this tier list and let you guys know if they were overrated, underrated, or correctly rated. Okay, just real quick, let me just explain my tier rating system. So, overvalued means the book which, despite being free, are overvalued because they are wasting your time, and the book's author should be paying you for wasting your time. Next is correctly rated, which means the book was just fine since it was free. It gave the required information, but there was nothing special in them, so they were just correctly rated. And finally, underrated book, which means book is so good that they should not be free, and if you are getting them for free, that's a steal. So let's go. Let's get started. First, we have Mentality Monster. I mean, it was good, but it was not outstanding. So, Mentality Monster goes in correctly rated. I think we all agree with that. Okay, next, the New Habit. New Habit was shit, guys. I mean, it was the first book, so I was a bit soft on it, but the overall book had nothing special in it, so it goes on overrated. Okay, next, Productivity. Again, another shit book. I think you should not be wasting your time with productivity, so this goes in overrated. Next, Secrets to Become a Bestseller. Now, this was a very good book, but there was a lot of promotion. So if you can get past the promotion, I think it will go in underrated. Next, Positive Thinking by Tony Mendoza, by far the best book on this series, and I think all of you guys should check it out. It is free and available on Google Playbook, so this is definitely underrated. Next, Mental Toughness. Mental Toughness was shit. It goes in overrated. Sorry, overrated. I said this before and I'm saying it again. If you want to maintain your mental toughness, don't read Mental Toughness. Finally, NLP. This was the most polarizing book because the content material was good and the topic they selected was good, but there was a lot of other things that the author could have explored. So this could have gone in underrated, but for now goes in correctly rated. So that was the list, guys. Underrated were 2 books: 10 Secrets to Bestseller and Positive Thinking. Correctly rated were Becoming a Mentality Monster and NLP, and overrated were New Habit, Productivity, and Mental Toughness. So, this was a fun experiment, and I think I'll be doing this again as well.